What's up guys, welcome to the Fomo Factory. My name is Menno and today I would like to discuss altcoins, but more specifically crypto gaming altcoins. When is it the right time to buy it? Why would you want to buy it? Well, in my opinion, crypto gaming is going to be enormous in the next bull run. It might be one of the narratives that will lead the next crypto bull run and you don't want to miss out on that. But you also want to know when to actually buy these coins. So let's take a look. Welcome to the channel, subscribe, like the video, turn on the bell notification, and let's get right into it. So first, this Monday, it's pretty okay. It's pretty decent because Bitcoin had a little pullback yesterday, but nevertheless, I mean, we bought it right back up and we are now sitting almost at 25K again at the moment of recording. Right now, this is a very important level. We have a lot of resistance here. I draw this line right here, but if I draw it right here, it makes even more sense because this is where we got rejected 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Now we are maybe approaching it for the 4th time. Eventually, we will break that level. I think the crypto market is looking very bullish right now at the moment. I would be really surprised if the bottom is not in. Too many indicators show us that the bottom is in. And plus, if you use your right mind, we had COVID, we had war, we have a recession possibly coming up. We had the macro, which is so bad. We had Luna, FTX, Celsius going bankrupt, Voyager, everything. And still, this is the best bear market price-wise so far. So what does it need to take Bitcoin all the way to 12K or whatever, right? I just don't see it happen anymore, to be honest, right? This is the part where the bears get wrecked. Well, with that all being said, Bitcoin is running pretty fine. However, the Bitcoin dominance is also going up, right? So it's still like for the last couple of months, it is a Bitcoin run. As you can see, the Bitcoin dominance is going up. Although some altcoins are exploding, overall, it's better to be in Bitcoin. But like I said on this channel many times before, the Bitcoin dominance, it's ranging between, around 40 and 50%, right? And at the upper side of the range, I'm definitely willing to convert a good portion of my Bitcoin into altcoins, right? Because once the Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's where you usually see a big altcoin season. In this rally in June till September, give or take last year, altcoins did really well compared to Bitcoin. Now we are sitting here, we can come down. But how much of a rally is that anyway, right? So overall, I do think that it's still better to be in Bitcoin, with the most part of your money, because if you zoom out, the Bitcoin dominance is still really, really low, right? And I expect it to go higher, but nevertheless, altcoins could really run and you want to be prepared, of course. So, sorry, long intro, but I think this is important stuff for you to know before you dive into altcoins, right? Now, I have a big altcoin gaming watch list, and let me go over a couple of coins when I will buy them, right? When I will buy them. And it depends very much, of course, like you don't want to repeat me, because it depends. Do you already have this altcoin? If like, for example, Altura, right? If you look at Altura, this is definitely an altcoin that I am willing to accumulate because I believe like this is a very good project. It's still micro cap. We could make a lot of money out of this, right? If you look at where it's sitting right now, and I'm not saying every altcoin will go back to its all-time high. All right, some will, some won't, some will go surpass it. We don't know which will do what, of course, right? So let me take the average example that it will go back to their all-time high, right? In that case, with Altura, there is a long way to go. That's almost a 30x from this point, right? But it also already pumped 3x. Right, so I, for example, already have Altura, so I am not gonna buy at this point right here. It just 3x'd. Are you going to buy a 3x? Usually that's not what you want to do. You want to buy the red days to profit from the green days. Don't buy the green days so you can make a loss on a red day. That's purely simplistic like that. But if you do not have a position in Altura yet, I can understand that that you might want to get a position at this point because the market is looking a lot better. And although it just did a 3x, it doesn't mean it can do another 3x from this level, of course, right? Always, I think that the DCA strategy, is the best strategy you can apply. I mean, if you buy a little here, and if it goes down, you buy a little here, you maybe buy a little there, you buy a little there, then this is somewhat your average anyway, right? But let's dive into some specific levels that I am currently looking at. So for Altura, I kind of draw this out already. 16, well, not 16 cents, but 0.016 cents. Around that level is the level that I buy. And if I say a number like that, it's not that specific level. Of course, if it's 1.7 or 1.15, it's also fine to me. What I find really interesting with Altura is that you can clearly see that it broke its downtrend right here, right? We had a breakout and we popped really hard since then, right? So you wanted to be here, of course, but too late for that now. But that's broken. But what's mostly more important, a lot of altcoins have broke their bull market support band, right? This green and red band. And for example, to show you with Bitcoin what that is, let me get a cleaner chart. So with Bitcoin, once we are in the bear market, we are underneath. This is from the top of my head, the 20 and 50 weekly moving average. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 20 and 100. I don't even know from the top of my head. But once we are under this band pushes us down, right? In a bear market, you'll see once we get there, we get rejected, we go down, get rejected again, go down, get rejected again, go down. And once we break that, it's usually a sign that we pump very hard. And especially in a bull market, a really good bull market, we really hold that line as support, right? We hold it as support, and then you really start to see the move up. Now, Bitcoin, you know, it broke its bull market support band as well, as you can see right here. And once it broke, we really start pumping. And the longer we hold it, the more secure I am that we gonna hold it, right? It sounds very stupid, but you know, here we broke it as well. We were 1 week above it and we came back down anyway. So you don't want to cheer too soon once you see that such a band gets broken. But for example, with Altura, there are already a couple of confirmations. Plus, we tested it perfectly as support as well. So with Altura, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I'm gonna set this bar a little higher, to be honest, because the band is moving up as well, right? And we have a lot of support at this level as well. So 1.7, 1.8 for Altura, it's not that far from now. Can we get below there? Definitely. Right? I mean, we can get a fake out, we can get a black swan, anything could happen. So 1.4 is my next level. So let me draw a line there for you guys as well. And I'm not saying you should buy it, but these are just the most important levels that I'm currently looking at. And like I said in earlier videos, like finding the right altcoins is of course very important. But if you haven't seen it, you must seriously check out this video. Investing $1,000 make $1 million. In that video, I kind of explained to you that if you buy altcoins at the right time, you make a lot of gains. But if you buy the same altcoins at the wrong time, you lose a lot of money, right? It's not fully dependent. Some people feel like, oh, I only need the right altcoins and then the rest will come. Nah, it's your timing that's most important, right? Therefore, I think these videos are very, very, very important for people to watch, just to get a little educated about this stuff, right? Because it's pretty basic, but some people, they just want the altcoins, right? It's on you when to buy them. So let's do that together. So these are my levels with Altura. And yeah, I think these are pretty insane levels to buy. I mean, if you look at this, if you put it in hindsight, right, then come on. If you put it in hindsight and you look at this chart, it's still an accumulation area. Look how long it's been going sideways already. We touched this bottom right here in May 2022, and we were at the same level in January this year, right? So a half year sideways with big moves up and big moves down. I kind of expect that for the crypto market in general this year, by the way. Bitcoin had a very good start, January, February, and I think it could last to April, June, maybe, give or take, and May. But, you know, as Benjamin Cohen says as well, the bears get wrecked and the bulls get wrecked, probably. It's kind of both ways, right? But if you look at it like this, then it's just a nice accumulation area, right? And you want, of course, the best time, because buying here makes a big difference when you compare to buying here. So Altura is one that I'm definitely looking at. If you want me to check out some altcoins, leave it in the comments. Derace, I know Derace is a popular project. Derace is currently, it's hard to tell because it is struggling with this resistance right here at around 28 cents, right? You can also put it here, and it's 29, but you know, 28, 29 cents. I think this makes more sense. But it, on the other hand, finds now support at the bull market support band. And you want to wonder, like, okay, what's stronger? The bull market support band to hold, or this yellow line to give resistance, right? So it's now a gamble which way it's going. To completely, I don't see a lot of hype with Derace at the moment. The stochastic RSI on the weekly is kind of oversold. I'm curious. I wouldn't be surprised if Derace comes back down to around 18 cents, and that would definitely be a nice level to buy. So 18 cents, 20 cents, give or take. That's my level. So both levels, I would, if you believe in Derace and you like the project for the long term, then around these levels are a pretty nice area to buy. If you really want to go for the long term, you know, anywhere here, but it goes for a lot of coins, anywhere right now. Right, but if I say that with everything, then the video is done with a minute. Let me check out the next one, Eniinstarter. Eniinstarter, shout out to Eniinstarter. I invested in this project, Carbon Browser, CSIX, and I invested through the Launchpad with Eniinstarter and Poolz Finance. Project did a 40x, insane. I bought it at a cent. I made a video where I sold it at 3 cents, but that was just 20% of my vesting, luckily, so I have another 80% left. And it did a 40x at the top. It was 42 cents, right? So 42x, incredible. But that's not only good for this launch, of course, it's very good for Eniinstarter as well, because the investors of this project made a lot of money. I invested $500, for example. Times 40 is 20K, right? A lot of other people made that as well. And if they decide like, oh, nice, I want to step my tier up a little bit right now because Eniinstarter releases good projects, then you can see the Eniinstarter price pump like really crazy. And it didn't really happen yet, right? We have this candle right here right now. But on the other hand, it is holding pretty decent right now. And this level where I draw this white line, which I thought is going to be resistance, kind of, maybe, you know, it's struggling right now. I want to see some closures right here, but it might be that if we pump a little bit more and really stay there, that this is no longer resistance but support, right? It depends a lot on how you draw it. Exactly, you can already say that's maybe support. I want to have a little more confirmation on Eniinstarter. Overall, it's a very nice play, as I just think that launchpads in general will do very, very well. We had a 40x in a bear market, right? I mean, we cannot say it's already a blasting bull market. I can't say it's really a bear market either. I mean, it's like kind of an accumulation phase, crap market. I don't know how you want to call it. But in this market, doing a 40x on a launch is very nice. That also shows people like, okay, if we get a bull market, you make 100 of X's with these kind of launches. And then people really want to get in these launch pads, right? They want to get in Seedify, in Eniinstarter, in Poolz Finance, in whatever. And these launchpad tokens, they will really pop. Although I do think that after such a pump that Eniinstarter had from the bottom till, well, where we are right now, 200%, right? That's a 3x right here. You know, are you going to buy a 3x? It's just like, it doesn't sound that smart anyway. But if it comes, yeah, I think that this is also a very legit level. So I don't think we are going back here again. But around this level of, you know, 0.003, give or take. That's where we have a lot of resistance right here. We have a lot of support. We have more resistance and the bull market support band at the moment. And we have some support right here as well. I think this is a very big level. So, you know, and it's another, what, 25% down from here. So that's a nice discount if you want to get in the project, right? It's better than buying the top. It's better than buying the top. Gala, super great project, still hanging around very nicely. I must say that dollar-wise, I think the market in general has bottomed. So dollar-wise, I don't think we are going to see a 1.5 cents Gala again or whatever. Bitcoin-wise, it's a different story though. Like I said, the Bitcoin dominance is going up. It's getting stronger, and this is including stablecoins, right? You also have the chart excluding stablecoins, and there it's making higher highs all the time. So people are just putting money from their altcoins in their Bitcoin since the last 2 years, give or take. So I think it's just smart to have a good position in Bitcoin. And then when you see these altcoin Bitcoin pairs really go to the lower points, then it's maybe a good idea to buy them. Because for example, Gala Bitcoin also broke out of the Gala dollar broke out of its bull market support band right here, holding it as support pretty nicely, right? So that's really looking good. But if you look at Gala Bitcoin, it's right there. It's right there. And that's usually not a very strong point. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Gala Bitcoin going down another 15%. You know, it doesn't matter what Gala dollar does, right? Because if Bitcoin goes up in price, then the Gala token could go up in price as well, while this still comes down. So if you have Bitcoin, it's maybe a decent idea to maybe buy this at the support with your Bitcoin, right? And 166 Satoshis is the level that I'm looking at. Illuvium, interesting price movements. I wasn't a fan of Illuvium because of the token vesting. I like how it looks. I like the project. I think this is, well, a beautiful project. The token vesting was really bad, though. There's a website, if you don't know this, token.unlocks.app. They don't have a lot of tokens listed. I don't know, I didn't keep track of it if they have plans to expand that or anything. But here you can see the token unlocks, right? So Steppen, for example, still has 84% to go, right? So you want to check that out, for example, like, okay, how is that looking? Well, you have the release schedule right here. You can see there's a big unlock coming the next year. So yeah, do you really want to buy that, right? I don't think so. Illuvium, they look kind of similar, less aggressive though, because there was a big unlock right here, and now we are in the middle of the big unlock from July 2023. As you can see right here, it's pretty, it's not that bad anymore. So you know, Illuvium is holding up pretty well because the market is doing okay, and Illuvium has a lot of hype, but you know, if this wasn't the case right now, Illuvium will be much higher. But there are a lot of tokens getting vested, right? I mean, there are now 4.4 million tokens. In a few months, there are 5.5 million. That's another 20% extra, right? 20% supply added to it. That's really a lot, right? So yeah, in that case, I'd rather wait a couple of months until we are here, to be honest, right? Because the team and everything, they get too much tokens right now. They dump on us. Purely price-wise, though, chart for now doesn't really give a fuck, right? I mean, it broke out finally because it was a long way down for Illuvium, and also broke the bull market support band. Couple of weeks of confirmation, not really enough for me yet, but I think one of the levels to look for Illuvium is around $70, around $70. I mean, you can see it right here. We have resistance, we have support right here, resistance, more support right here, right? It's now 85. Why would you buy here when you can also buy it 15% cheaper, right? Illuvium Bitcoin doing very okay, but also could come down a lot. IMX, strong, really strong. Whoa, it had a run like the low was at 16 cents and it's now sitting at $1. It's 500% pump. Like, okay, this was a wick. I don't know if this is even accurate. I don't know. This is some Poloniex, so maybe it's about the exchange. But still, if you don't count that, it came from 36 cents, now sitting at $1, 3x, right? Very nice. IMX, the project itself, I mean, they have the best games built on them. So the project, I believe in it a lot. I have to study the tokenomics a little bit more. I heard the tokenomics are not that bad as it looks, but I want to check it out. Price-wise, yeah, it also, look, I mean, let me take a look if I can even make something out of this. It's not really, I don't know. It at least broke out, right? I mean, we got rejection. We broke out clearly. Sitting at strong resistance right now at this point. I don't know what these lines are doing here, by the way, but sitting at strong resistance, as you can see right here. A lot going on right here. It's now where it's struggling. You know, one pullback in the market and these things could fall pretty far again, right? But people have the, I don't know, have the habit to buy at these high prices because they see a run and they feel like, okay, let me throw my money in because it's running. Wait for it to calm down and then catch the run, I would say, right? Because this is my chart is really fucking it up. But this is really, this is the range right here, right? And we broke out to the upside, we broke out to the downside, but overall this is still kind of the range. And I'd rather buy at the lower side of the range than the upper side of the range, of course, to make the most out of it and to lose the most less. 33% down. It sounds like a lot, but you have to remember, it just pumped 3x as well. So that's not that unthinkable. Nakamoto games, really, look, I mean, insane pump, right? Big resistance. It was support right here, and as you can see, it's making a big resistance right there. These fake outs to the upside, we tried, got sold right away. It's showing some weakness right now, and that's not that crazy after this pump. It came from 5 cents all the way to 35, 7x. What do you expect, right? I'm kind of surprised it didn't came down already. And my expectation is 15 cents. That's a lot down, I know that. My first point, however, is maybe around 18-20 cents, but 15 cents, if we get there, should be strong support. I don't know if we will get lower, but after such a pump, usually there is a good dump as well. We have to cool off, right? And there is no really support here. We're basically sitting at resistance with nothing else. So purely chart-wise, nothing to do with the project. Great project, good long-term hold. But therefore you want to get the best entry, of course. Poolz, I bought Poolz at, yeah, maybe, I'm not gonna lie. Don't buy right now, right? I mean, I bought at $1.33. I got like 250 Poolz tokens. That was just enough to get the lowest tier on their launchpad. I wanted to see how that goes before I'm buying more. But then we got this pump right here. And yeah, I can't buy more right now, right? It's just like with anything else, it doesn't matter about the project, but it just pumped like 500%, right? I'm not buying 500% pumps. Sorry, it's not happening. Doesn't matter what project it is, right? So I cannot tell you like, oh, this is a good point to buy. Look, I mean, resistance, support, resistance. There's a very, very, very small chance that we do not get rejected right here, right? So I would wait for a good pullback. My first point would be somewhere around $4.20 for 20. But after such a pump, I don't think that's enough of a pullback, to be honest. I think the next area, and that's the bigger area, is around... Let me make this box for you because this is more of an area than an exact point. Around here. So, sorry. So I think in the region of 230 and 270 is a good point, right? And that's 50% down. Still, you'd be like, "Whoa, that's a lot." Yeah, look how it pumps. So, you know, oversold or overbought right here as well. It's too big of a pump to sustain, if you ask me. Maybe I'm wrong, but not worth it for me to buying right now. Volker Forged, lovely project. This is lagging, to be honest, but their development isn't lagging. They have great stuff going on, and to be honest, I think this is the accumulation area. This is the perfect accumulation area. Look, if you look at it like this, right? Look at this. If an accumulation, way by the uptrend, well, somewhere where you sell, the downtrend, and we have our accumulation again. How do you want to see the perfect example of an accumulation area? Well, Focal Forge, right? So it is, the big range right here is from $5 to 60. Right, and it's ranging all the time. The last time it was at the upper side was in October. The last time at the lower side was in January. We're now in February, so it could go both ways, right? It could go both ways. My expectation with Focal Forge is, you know, eventually it will break out to the upside. And once it breaks out, I think it's going to break out hard. Because the chart is not really showing a lot of resistance until we are, you know, at around $8, right? You know, there is some resistance at, you know, 660, but the big resistance will be here. That's where we really will find some trouble. But that's a 2x from here, right? And if you can get it right here, that's a 3x from there. So Focal Forged, really, really, really good entry anywhere in these. Let me remove this, by the way. I don't think this is relevant. But an entry anywhere between $5 and $270 over the long term, perfect, right? We have some support at 350. I'm not buying right now. Right, I think it could come down to around 350, and there I will buy more. Right, but it's now more at the upper side of the range, so then it's not worth it for me. Focal Forge Bitcoin, yeah. Look, I mean, it was in this. How the fuck did I? Oh yeah, it was in this. How do you call it? Even triangle, whatever you want to call this triangle. Let me see. I didn't draw it perfectly. All right, kind of like this. Maybe it still is. Let me check. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? Yeah, it depends on how you draw it exactly. But, you know, it's still sitting in around this range. And it's getting to the lower side of the range. Like I said, altcoin pairs are weak against Bitcoin right now, and it shows the Bitcoin, like Focal Forge, the altcoin market is it's doing okay. Some coins go up, some coins go down. It mostly goes up a little bit, but overall against Bitcoin, it's going down a little bit, right? And it shows right here. So we could stay in this range until the end of March, or we could break down. And yeah, that 1600 Satoshis is a strong level, and we are basically sitting there already, right? It's not filing 5%, maybe, or 2.5% even. So when you want to buy it with Bitcoin, I think now is a perfect opportunity, to be honest. Little more speed in it. Seedify, let me take a look how that's looking. Seedify is also one of the fewer coins that still has problems with its bull market support band. The bull market support band really came down the last week. If you the last day, if you put it on the weekly, it's still coming down. So the resistance level is getting lower and lower. So that makes it easier for us to eventually break it. But we have to sustain this price at least, right? It's now 110, and it's not really doing anything for a long time. Seedify as well, like it's ranging between 90 cents and yeah, kind of 120 give or take for a long time already. And sorry, my chart is not working with me right here. Sorry for the long video, by the way, and sorry for all the sorries. Sorry. So it's ranging in this. It's ranging in for a long time already, right? And I want to see it make a decision finally, because we had this uptrend right here, this white line, right? We broke to the downside, and now it's obviously resistance, so that's not that nice. We broke this downtrend, however, since November, as well December. We broke this finally, and we tested it perfectly as support, but it doesn't mean that we go up. You can, you know, fight it, get rejected, break it, and then test it at support on the way down as well, right? So it doesn't mean anything necessarily, but it's better to have it as support than resistance. It's very simple, right? Seedify in this range for the long term, anywhere in this range is a perfect buy. So in my opinion, it's just a buy between 120 and 90 cents, right? If it gets lower, it's more of a buy. If it gets higher, then it's less of a buy. I do think that if we go to the upside, we will have some trouble at around 150, give or take. But let's first see to, you know, get there. Seedify compared to BNB, where it's paired with, also ranging. So it's just a buy right now. I want to wrap it up. Video's taking quite long. Superverse breaking out finally, looking good. I posted it in the Telegram group as well. If you are not a part of the Fomo Factory Telegram group, there's a link in the description. You can talk to me or others there. Also said Super looks like it's breaking out. It's actually looking pretty good. It was also in this downtrend since November 2021. Rejection 1, rejection 2, rejection 3. And now we finally broke it, but we also finally broke the bull market support band and this horizontal right here. So 3 pretty important levels that are now broken, right? That's a really good sign that we got a combination of all of these 3. So it's, I think, quite hard for Superverse to go back to 11 cents, let alone under this line right here. That will be then the market really has to take a big hit, or this project by itself. I don't really see that happen. What we can definitely do back to 14 cents, absolutely. I think it's healthy to get a good retest right there. Maybe even 13, right? But if it gets there, yeah, it's a buy for me. A little expectation, you know, I honestly think like there is not a lot of big resistance, to be honest. 21 should be some resistance, of course. If we break that, however, I think we could really see a move to around 36 cents, which is a big 2x from here. And that could definitely happen if we break that, like a big if, that's a hard level, but then 54 cents, which is a 3x. So nice. Super Bitcoin broke its bull market support band finally. Let me, you know, get back to it in a couple of weeks to see if it's still holding. Ultra Veracity, to wrap it up. Ultra, well, nothing really changed. Ultra is still in its accumulation area. I've drawn this box right here, and this is like the buying point. It's a big range between 28 cents and 17. But it's kind of in the middle right there. Did not broke its downtrend yet, like a lot of coins. Did not broke its bull market support bands, like a lot of coins did. So it's yeah, lagging a little bit, but it's a good project. So in my opinion, it's just a you know, good buying opportunity. If you want to be really bearish on Ultra, then and I don't think it's unrealistic though, then the lower side of this range, 17 cents, possible, but very good opportunity. And last one, VRA, super strong what it did. Also came from 0.002 to 0.00, well, 1 cent. So it did a 5x. But yeah, look, I mean, if you buy it right now, then I don't think you have seen the charts yet. Like, no offense to anyone, but one, you are buying a 5x, which is just not smart. Two, this is the big resistance area for VRA. If it breaks, however, you want to gamble on the fact that it breaks, then it could go to 0.18. That's an 80% gain, right? So yeah, you can do that, but there is a lot of downside, and I don't think that this level is, you know, I think it's a strong resistance level right now. So, you know, back to 0.006 to retest, to cool off, get some steam, get some more people in. I think that's a very decent level. I probably skipped a lot, but I want to leave it here. The video takes too long. So with that being said, you know, I hope it was a little useful for you. Like the video if you like the content. If you have not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. Happy to have you here at the Fomo family. Turn on the bell notification. And tomorrow, I think I will be back with a video about my medium or my high risk portfolio to talk about these entries as well. For now, thanks for watching. Take care.